Yeah, let's do one quick for social. Hey, I'm Luke, bike shop manager here with Competitive Cyclist.
Let's take a look at some components to upgrade your road bike.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Luke, bike shop manager here with Competitive Cyclist. So you bought a new road bike in the last couple years and now it's time to upgrade. We've got a lot of great components to make your experience that much better. Let's dive right in, starting with computers. Here at Competitive Cyclist, we really like this Wahoo Bolt because it has a variety of different features, it's very, very reliable, and it pairs with pretty much any power meter out on the market. Different brands like Garmin, Wahoo, Stages are going to have different ecosystems. Any head unit will pair to pretty much any power meter just because of the wireless protocol that they've all kind of agreed upon. But if you pair a Wahoo to a Wahoo power meter, which doesn't exist yet, or a Garmin to a Garmin power meter, or a Stages to a Stages power meter, you're going to get a couple extra features that each brand bakes into their own ecosystem. So keep that in mind when you're shopping. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's roll into the power meters themselves. Let's start with this Quark power meter Spider. This is fittable on any modern 12-speed SRAM road crank with the 8-bolt interface on it. All you need to do is remove your existing Spider and replace it with this, bolt on your chain rings, and you've got one of the most accurate power meters on the market today. The next option is going to be from Stages, and this is going to be the Stages dual-sided power meter. This is going to have individual leg measuring power, which is really nice if you're trying to even out your pedal stroke. This particular one is mated up to a Shimano Ultegra 11-speed crankset, but they do have a variety of different options from Shimano, SRAM, Campagnolo that are fittable to pretty much any bike. And the last option I want to talk about are going to be power meter pedals. Now these are not quite as accurate as your spindle or your crank arm based power meters, but they're still quite accurate. The nice thing about these is they're very easily movable bike to bike. So if you have multiple bikes, you can move these from bike to bike without having to replace a bottom bracket, replace a crank, and they do obviously measure individual right and left leg effort. So we've talked about data and power. Now let's talk about touch points. Saddles are a really good place to start. Saddles are very specific person to person. So while these saddles may not work for you specifically, these are two really cool options that we'd like to highlight. As you can see, both of them look kind of funky. These are actually made of a 3D printed material, which allows the saddle to be incredibly light. This weighs around 160 grams while still being very comfortable. If you've been riding for a little while, you'll probably know that in order to get a saddle that was lightweight before, it was basically just a shell of carbon. So then you hoped that it would fit your sit bones properly. But with these, you still get a good amount of cushioning, but the material itself is incredibly light. These are both carbon railed. This one is from Physique. This one is from Specialized. And they're just really good ways to drop weight off your bike while also increasing comfort. After saddles, let's look at handlebars. There's a couple different options that we've selected here. The first is the Specialized Roval Alpinist bar stem combo. This is, as you can see, a one-piece bar and stem. Because of that, it's going to be a little bit lighter than a traditional separate bar and stem. The downside of that is you do lose a bit of adjustability, but the way that they've set this up ergonomically, you're probably not going to have much issue anyway. The next one we have here is Envy's new semi-aero road bar. You can see it's got a very thin profile at the top. This is going to give you a little bit better of an aerodynamic profile while also increasing comfort because that section kind of acts like a leaf spring when you have your hands planted. And then that pairs up really nicely with the Envy SES Aero road stem. Now that we've covered touch points, let's look at rolling stock, wheels and tires. Starting with tires. Oftentimes when you buy a road bike, one of the first places that they tend to cut cost is on the tires. So once you've worn through your original tires, it might be time to get a nice upgrade. We've got a couple options here. This one from Vittoria, this one from Specialized. The Specialized Turbo Cotton, it's a cotton casing, very high thread count tire. It's gonna roll incredibly fast, feel really, really smooth. Similar with the Vittoria Corsa graphene. They use a different rubber compound that they call graphene in their tires, which is gonna give you a really good grip while also maintaining wear resistance. And then also this is a tubeless ready tire. So if you have a set of wheels that are tubeless ready, this is gonna fit right onto your wheels. And speaking of wheels, we've got two cool options here. This is the NV45 Aero. It's their mid-aero profile, so it's a 45 millimeter deep rim. This is a disc brake specific hub. Obviously, they have driver bodies for Shimano, SRAM, Campagnolo, whatever you would need. And this is a tubeless ready rim. So if you decide to run tubeless, this is going to work out really well for you. And if we want to look at cream of the crop, Zip just recently released this wheel, the Zip 353 NSW. Similar concept to the Envy, although as you can see, they do a patented shaping around where the spokes enter the rim, which is said to increase the aerodynamic efficiency of the wheel. This wheel, again, is disc brake. It's compatible with any drivetrain that's out on the market today, and it is a tubeless ready wheel as well. Thanks for watching. I hope this gave you some insight on how to upgrade your road bike. If you have any questions, reach out to a gearhead today.